So tonight we're talking about creating and refining your digital marketing map. And when it comes to digital marketing, I think the really interesting thing with everyone in the room is that everyone's at really different stages of business, but also have really different types of business. So I wanted to really share a few ideas with you around that will work for everyone. And it's about being able to assess where you are at any single point and see what's missing. And so this is first hot tip number one, which is not digital marketing. It's called bring business cards to a business networking event. Yeah, I think we had about maybe 10% had business cards to take or leave, I think it was. No. Poor Jeff, he had to buy a ticket for tonight as well. It's like, that's all right. So I really want to, before we get started, because like I said, I know there's many of you who have incredibly strong digital backgrounds. You know, Jasmine, of course, working in this space, Kirsty. So I really want to invite you to come into this with a bit of curiosity. And for me, one of the biggest things that happens when you hear a speaker, it'll be something that they say that might be said a little bit differently that sparks off an idea in you. So I think that anytime that you're coming to an event, regardless of whether you're all across the subject, it's a good opportunity to go, hey, what if? What if it was a little bit different? What if I could do even more amazing things with my business? So just a little bit about me. I'm a creative entrepreneur, business creative, also an NLP practitioner. And for me, business is really about activating mechanics, which is your skills and knowledge, and combining it with energetics, which is your relationships, your communication, verbal, non-verbal, and bringing those together to build a business that's profitable, first and foremost, but also one that you're really passionate about. So I've done this through, I sold my fashion label 18 months ago now, and we were pure play online, which means that we were only selling digitally online through our store. And when I exited, we'd hit that $10 million mark, or just shy annually. And that was really built on the digital marketing that we had in the business. And the reason why I mention this is because I don't have a business degree, I don't have a marketing degree, I don't have a graphics degree. I've learned everything in the School of Street, right? It's where you literally put your hand up and you go, I know I can learn it, I'm going to give it a go, and really throw yourself in the deep end and just try things. And I think that's the beauty of digital as well, is that when you just see it as a creative playground, somewhere where you can have fun, it really shifts the lens on it as well. And so after taking 6 months off from my business and doing some mentoring and writing and all sorts of things, then I landed with Madeit and purchased Madeit, which is a marketplace for artists and crafters. And we've got over 500 artists on the platform. And again, the reason why I mentioned that is that because I thought I was actually awesome at digital marketing. I was like, I've got this. And then bought a marketplace and went, oh my God, I know nothing, because it's so different to e-commerce. So it's just about the whole point of this with creating and refining your digital marketing map. You can jump in and you can start at any point. Like, that's the beauty of marketing and digital. There are no rules at all, except for some Facebook rules and all that sort of stuff. But as a general. So one of the things that I really wanted to flip your thinking on with digital marketing is that marketing is the art of connecting the people that are in need of your service or product with you. Like, it really is that simple. And it applies to any business, whether you've got a bricks and mortar, e-com, service business, it doesn't really matter. All you're doing with the word marketing is just finding those people. And trust me, when you find those people who really need your service, they become advocates really quickly. And then if we take the word digital, you know, technology, it's just a tool. Like, I know that, and you know, Lala won't mind that I use her as an example here, but when Lala and I first met, she was completely allergic to technology, like the thought of doing anything on the computer. But you know, it's really such a powerful tool, and I feel like you're a perfect example of someone who's really taken it by the reins. Yeah. So there's a few things that I'm going to take you through tonight. And again, I know that there are many of you who already know about the marketing funnel, but this is just a really simple one and it applies to this FIRE method. And this is a method that I've developed and it's around how you can assess at any point where you are on your journey and what's missing. And so this is a method that I use and it's a method that can be applied to any business. And I'm going to take you through some examples so that it can be a lot more applicable. And if you've got questions along the way, just put your hand up. It doesn't have to be too formal. But yeah, we've got the FIRE method and then we've got this decision-making process using KLCM. And we're going to come back to this in a minute. And then from there, you can develop your new plan. So this is a really basic funnel. There are millions of versions of funnels that are out there, and the bigger the business gets, often the more complex it's made to be, when really it comes down to these 4 elements. It's that you've got this top of the funnel where you're reaching out to an audience that doesn't know you, a cold audience. You're then bringing them in, and you're bringing them in closer, and they become warmer, and you're engaging with them. And then you're going into conversions where they're actually purchasing from you. But this is the number one that I see that so many people forget about, which is loyalty. Your loyal customer, those advocates who have already purchased from you, are the most valuable thing in your business. Because what they do is they talk about your business and they add reviews and they tell your cold audience how amazing you are. So much like the business shout outs, right? When you've built those connections, someone else stands up and goes, oh my God, this business is amazing. And all of a sudden, it's like you miss the reach spot and you take them right into engagement. Because if someone that they know has verified what you do, all of a sudden they come through as a bit of a warm audience. So we're going to go through to the next stage. So this is this FIRE method that I use, and it's a way of kind of doing a bit of a temperature check on where you're at in your business. And it's a really quick and efficient way to assess all your marketing methods and work out a plan for moving forward. Now, I know that I said digital marketing tonight, but I've actually included lots of more traditional marketing because I think it's really relevant to a lot of businesses, especially service businesses, right? By the mere nature of it, that your service needs, like the way that you're engaging in marketing needs to be more people to people. You use that digital stuff as a tool so that when they want to come and connect with you, it's really easy. But first and foremost, in a service business, you want to be making that human connection. But so what it is here, I'll just go through into now I'm not sure if you can actually read this, but what I've done is given you a whole lot of examples that you can use in each part of the funnel. And what you'll see is that a lot of the examples are replicated in different spots because depending on how you utilize them, they can come at a different part of the funnel. But I just wanted to pinpoint my 2 favorites across the board with everything. Yes, no problem. If I grab who would like it, and then I'll just email you the PowerPoint, that's totally fine. Pleasure. But the number one that I think that every business in this room needs to be focusing on is Google reviews. It is so powerful, and Google is still the number 1 search channel. So as an example, electricians near me, I guarantee you that if someone doesn't know you, they're going to go for the one that has the most Google reviews. Like, it really is that basic. And I wanted to share this example as well, because when we talk about loyalty, then feeding into reach, that may be that, if you're in a service business, that you've got a QR code on the bottom to get your customer to write a review for you, so that when they're sent, or it's in your email footer, so that those loyal customers, and honestly, if you've done great work, people want to rave about you. It's like our natural human nature to want to share when something's great, because we, as humans, it's that whole thing that our status goes up when we're able to actually promote another business as well, because all of a sudden we're seen as a trusted source for saying that business is great. But the next one that I love, anyone who knows me won't be surprised with this, but email marketing. It's still one of the most powerful ways to engage with your customer. And if you're stuck for ideas and what you want to do, please honestly just come have a chat, or have a chat to Kirsty over here. She's nodding. Anyway, Kirsty and I used to work together, and she's brand manager now at Madeit, but she's a wealth of information. Oh, and Julia as well, from Tweed Real Foods, and also working for Shecom as well. Oh, you two should meet Julia. Anyway, sorry, getting distracted. But these just give you an idea of what you might be doing. And, you know, I've included in here like car wraps, right? Car wraps are a massively amazing tool when you've got a service business working in a local area. But it goes through into all sorts of different digital spaces here as well. You know, free downloads, website webinars, easy links to purchase from social platforms in your conversion. So with this FIRE method, the first thing that you need to do is write down every single method that you're doing across your entire business. So it could be word of mouth, it could be Facebook advertising, it could be Google search, and you're literally going to write off a complete list of every single thing that you can think of. It could be an affiliate thing, right? It could be that maybe you do something at a venue and that venue recommends you. So you want to write down all of those methods that you're using, and it's important that you write down the digital ones and also the non-digital ones so that you can kind of see them alongside each other. Now let's go into this FIRE method. So you can see here, this is where you start writing down each one of the things that you're doing. And now if you're playing in the social media platforms, make sure you list off each thing individually. So don't put Instagram posts, Instagram stories, Instagram reels, Instagram lives, Instagram advertising. They're all completely different and they have different purposes. And what we're wanting to do here is then we're looking at the funnel, and we want to put a letter beside of the 4 different elements of the funnel that it would be looking after. So I've got here Google reviews, obviously reach and loyalty, right? And you could even have those on different lines, but I think this is quite good like this. And then this is essentially a scoring system. So the F is for what part of the funnel it sits on. Then we've got I for the impact. How much impact does that task have on your business? And look, you can go as in-depth with this as you like, but to be honest, I actually find that when you go with your energetic feeling and you go actually inside and you go, intuitively, I know what's working, and hopefully you're measuring things in your business so you do actually know as well. But you'll get a feel for what the impact is. And the reason why I sort of get you to go into your feel a little bit with this is that it means that you can go through it quite quickly. So you want to list off all of your things. Hopefully your list is ceiling to floor. Pop in what's in the funnel. Then the first mark out of 10 is the impact. The second one, the R, stands for return on investment. So that is all about how much it's costing you, and that includes your time. Yeah, so how much, and you can put that into 2 columns if you want. It can be what it's costing you in dollars and what it's costing you in time. And obviously, if it's a really high cost, then it's going to get a 1. If it's a low cost, it's going to get a 10, right? And then the last one, which is evolve. And evolve is what that particular method gives you to grow in your business. So with Google reviews, as an example, right? Impact, 10, no-brainer, absolutely. The return on investment, 10, it costs nothing to ask a customer for a review, right? Like, that's really simple, and you can have it everywhere to make it easy for them. Evolve, like when we talk about your business in 3 years' time, those stars, those golden stars, Google's so invested in the golden stars, they're not going anywhere, and they'll make sure that they last. And like, if you were a venue, right, that might be exchanged for TripAdvisor. So, but it's those same reviews that are external to your site. And if you're an e-com, you want to make sure that whatever reviews that you're using actually syncs externally because it's seen as more genuine. Yeah? So in this method, you get to go through and actually rate all of the things that you're doing, all of your tools that you're using. Now, I've put Instagram posts here, right? So Instagram posts, someone's got to be following you to actually be seen. So that's why it becomes an engagement piece. It's not a reach piece, right? It's out to your audience who's already following you. But impact, like for some of you, that might be 10. But, you know, it's really interesting. I think a lot of service businesses go, oh, I've got to have an Instagram. It's like, do you? Do you really? And I guess my beliefs, and I'm deeply immersed in the world of digital, and of course on Madeit, we're on every platform, well, not every platform, but we're well in social media, but that's relevant to our business. If you've got a service business that you're randomly doing posts that really have no impact, that's okay, you can still do it. But return on investment, is it? And if graphics is not your thing and photos are not your thing, then you've really got to question, if it's taking you 3 hours to, dwell over a post, well, what's the purpose? Is there something I could be doing better? And then with the evolve, the beauty is with Instagram posts is it sits on that grid, so it is forming that brand. So potentially in the longer term, it may have a bit of positioning. But, at 9, rating 9 for that one, if that was your score, I'd be kind of questioning whether or not it's the right one for you to use. Now, I've put networking here. Should have been 30, obviously. But impact, this will be different for you. If networking's not your jam, it may not be the best way for you to do it. If the return on investment, if you're really time poor, it may not be best for you right now. And evolve, again, you need to look at it from your business individually to have a look at it. So this is the FIRE method, right? And if we remove the F, you can actually use this for any part of your business. It's such a simple formula, right? Impact, return on investment, what does it give me long term? It's a really basic, and it's that ability to get that bird's eye view of what's happening in your business at a really quick look. But the next bit is kind of where the gold comes through, and this is using the KLCM method. So first of all, the first thing that we want to, actually I'm going to come back through to this one, but you can see over here, the KLCM method is that if anything scores above 25, you keep it. If anything is less than 20, you've got to be thinking about letting it go. And then if anything's at 20 to 25, maybe you're going to keep it, but you're going to work out how you can change it and do it differently. So as an example, if we went back, like let's say the networking, right, 23, and you go, oh, I'm not sure whether I really got anything out of it. I don't know, bring a business card. But it's just about doing those subtle changes, because it may not mean that the task needs to leave completely, but it may mean that it needs to be adjusted in order to be of benefit. Because we're all time poor, and we've all got massive expenses in running a business. So you want to make sure that you're getting good return, right, on anything that you're doing. Now, the last bit is M, which is what's missing. So this is where, in this section here, you want to make sure that you've got activities happening in every part of the funnel. Like, it does not matter what your business is, you need to have activities that are meeting every single one of the parts of the funnel. So again, that's reach, engagement, conversions, and loyalty. And you can pick and choose. Now, as your business grows and as it gets more complex, you can change with the ratio and the percentages. But, if this is new to you, just make sure you've got something in each part. Don't overthink it at this stage. Just keep it really, I want to make sure that I'm in each part. So when we come through to here, just a few hot tips. So if your sales are inconsistent, you're most likely missing reach and loyalty. So the funnel gives you clues. So if you're talking to lots of people, which is engagement, but have no sales, look at your offers. It means your offers are not clear and people don't understand how to buy from you. If you see a decline in repeat customers or referrals, you are most likely missing loyalty. If your customers are not advocating for your brand, you are most likely missing loyalty. So if your customer who's repeating to use you is not shouting from the rims about you, it's because you're not looking after them. Yeah? And then the last one is just, if your marketing efforts are not translating to overall business growth, you're most likely missing alignment across those 4 parts of the funnel. So it's just a really simple method. And again, this can be applied to any business at any stage, just to give you that bird's eye view. Because when you're in it, it's very hard to see what's happening around you. But if you can get out and just have a look, right? That's part of that energetic space. We can look into your business then you can start to see where the gaps are and see where the opportunities are, right? Missing is opportunities. So then just a couple of hot tips to finish. Number one, check your customer journey. If you haven't done this in a while, literally pretend to be a customer and go through every single thing. So go back to your list and go, okay, well, what happens when someone sends me an email? What's my footer on my email, right? If you're sending them to the landing page, go have a look at that landing page. You know, and Sarah and Susan will be able to rate this, but with Madeit, you know, we went through a massive tech platform change, which just about broke me, but come out the other side. But a lot of the things that I'd set up were done from 6 months ago, and I found a video that had for new artists who are coming onto the platform, and I only just really unplugged this last week and went through, and the video that was on that landing page said, we're going through a migration, this may take 2 months to come on board. And I'm like, no, it's not. But it's, you know, even when you're immersed in it, it's really easy to miss those things. You know, go through on your invoices, is it the correct website? Like the most basic things are really crucial. Buy something from your shop. If you've got an online store, buy it. What's the email that you get? Subscribe to the newsletter. What's the email that you get? If you subscribe to the newsletter and you didn't get an email, why not? Right? So all of those things are really going to just give you that temperature check again into the business. And then the last one is have fun. Building a business is so fun, honestly, and I know everyone in the room will agree with it. It has its moments, but the number one purpose of business, I think, is to have fun, like build a profitable business that you can be really passionate about. So yeah, this is all about just staying curious, and you know, your customer is waiting to connect with you. Like, you'll be really surprised how many more customers are out there than what you think, but you're probably making it really hard for them to actually find you. So that's where the digital marketing steps in. So that's it.